We begin the news in Rivers as the All Progressive Congress has recorded a landslide victory in the state local government elections held on Saturday. Chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, Dr. Michael Odey, announced that the APC won in 20 out of the 23 local government areas. The People's Democratic Party secured only 3 LGAs, Port Harcourt's Obio-Akpor and Ogba, Egbema, Ndoni. This is the first time since 1999 that the APC will win majority of LGAs in River State. The exercise, however, was marked by low voter turnout, with many residents staying away from the polls.
To exercise their civic duty. And so, it is now our responsibility as a commission, and in line with the law, to transparently and credibly present the outcome of their collective will. Now, before I do that, let me commend all stakeholders of this process, the political parties, the candidates, the security agencies, the observers, the civil society organizations, the media, and indeed the electorate themselves for their cooperation and commitment to a peaceful electoral process yesterday. And so, having said that, by the powers conferred on me as the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, I will now proceed to make the following declarations. I thank you. Now, what we are doing here essentially is to declare the winner of the election, starting from the chairman-elect of each of the LGAs. I will do that by reading out the votes obtained by the chairman-elect. I will now call the name of the accompanying vice chairperson, and I will now tell you the party they belong. It is going to be in that order for the 23 LGAs. And then after that, I will go to LG by LG in terms of councillor-elects. For councillor-elects, we may not need to read out the votes garnered from the polls, because that had been already announced at the collation center level. And so I will begin, ladies and gentlemen, by calling out the name of the chairman-elect, LGA by LGA, beginning from Odua local government. The chairman-elect for that LGA is Ofori Owolabi. He obtained the following votes: 28,755, 28755. He was therefore elected. The vice chairman to the chairman-elect is Abunu Victoria.
To further discuss this, I'm joined by Thierry Unwala Chetam, who is a legal practitioner. He joins us from Enugu State. I also have Noble Obari Unwolu joining us for this conversation from Port Harcourt, River State. Noble is the president of Ogale Youth Council. All right, welcome, gentlemen, and let's get straight to the discussion. And I'm going to be starting off with our legal practitioner, Mr. Thierry. Now, could you tell us, with a federally appointed sole administrator currently overseeing the state, can an election like this, organized without the authority of an elected governor, truly be considered legal under the Nigerian law?
Good evening, and thank you for having me. It is a sad situation we are experiencing in River State and in Nigeria generally, because when you look at what is happening, it is an unusual situation and an unusual circumstance. However, this is what has bedeviled us, and because it has bedeviled us, we have also decided to not just look at things and accept it the way it is. When you look at our laws, we have laws in this country, but the president seems to have forgotten that there exist laws. And when you look at section 1 of the Reset Law, that actually allows for the appointment of section 2 of the Reset Law that allows for the appointment of members of the commission. First of all, section 2 sub 2 says that it is only the governor who can actually appoint members of the commission. But what did the president do? The president issued a gazette, an official gazette, saying that it has suspended sections of the Reset Law. And I tell you, the big question is, does the president have powers to suspend any aspect of our laws or any law in question? This president, under a democracy, cannot suspend any law because it doesn't have such powers. Even the National Assembly cannot suspend any law. The best they can do would be to amend the law where the situation actually provides. But suspending a law via a gazette is unheard of. So what has happened in Rivers State is the president stamping illegality, and we having illegality hold sway within Rivers State, because this election is not supposed to be conducted. It is just another waste of taxpayers' money. The time frame as stipulated by the judgment of the Supreme Court that led to the annulment of the earlier election that was held in October last year were not also followed. Lots of issues or legal issues that have arisen from this particular election. And when you look at the conduct of the election and the elections proper, you look at lots of irregularities and all that took place during the elections. It's a shame that as a nation and at this particular time and age, we are still continuing to do things the way we are doing it. It is sad. This is not democracy. This does not look like democracy. The president has not followed the constitution. He has not also followed our laws. And we keep asking, what is the emergency that is there in Rivers State that has led this president to conduct a local government under a supposed emergency rule? Maybe he claimed that there is insecurity in Rivers State. That was why he declared state of emergency in Rivers State. He claimed that there were security issues. Ask the president, and I challenge the president and every other person in the presidency to tell us one step they have taken to resolving any security challenge in Rivers State since this state of emergency was declared in Rivers State. No step was taken, no step has been taken, and no step will be taken to address any security challenges in Rivers State, because there has never been a security issues in Rivers State. It is the president wanting to capture Rivers State by the declaration of state of emergency. And trust me, he has succeeded, especially with the local government election. But as Rivers people, we will keep on resisting him. We will keep on resisting what the president is doing in Rivers State, because the president also succeeded in destroying our economy and putting Rivers State in a bad light.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Noble, I'm throwing the same question out to you. A federally appointed sole administrator that's currently overseeing the state. Can this election, organized without the authority of an elected governor, truly be considered legal under the Nigerian law?
Okay, thank you very much and good evening. I sincerely like what to talk about this issue, because like my brother, the Egbema, the laws of Nigeria is falling apart, and for which we don't want to give them what they're doing, some of the leaders that are doing time, so because of country interest, they abandon the constitution and set up illegality is just to another illegality. The governor has been suspended and the person is taken to in the state of emergency, and matter of fact, it's one of the most peaceful elections that we had in Nigeria history, because 90% of people so this is how the federal government wants to go about living Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Noble, what is your take on the widespread low voter turnout, especially among young people in the recent local government elections? Let's get your take on that while we still have you.
Okay, as I'm acting a leader in the community and the immediate part of the medical process, I'm saying for free that nobody wants to be harassed. If you stop, they'll come after you. So the best thing to decide and this kind of silence in Rivers State now is a very wicked one. That when people will speak, they will speak with very high volume. If today we had what they call it government election, but peaceful because there was no opposition. As a matter of fact, there was nobody contesting against anybody. It was just the election that we did. And in my locality, as usually I go around to make sure there are no problem in there. And from filling in, one person didn't even come out to vote. From filling in 4, from 6, in March, you can see 10. People were planning to go on the street, people were even going to corporate, do other things. Some persons didn't even bother to come out at all. So that is cannot be election. But they have all the government apparatus and they're doing everything that they can do, whether it's legal or illegal. So people did not welcome the election because they don't have the power to talk. They didn't even come out at all. They do what they wanted to do. That's it.
All right, Barrister Terry, still on the issue of low voter turnout, which was apparently a major feature in this election that occurred this Saturday. From your standpoint as a legal practitioner, is there a threshold where turnout becomes so low that it actually affects the legitimacy or the legality of an election? Barrister Terry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you repeat the question, please?
All right, still on the issue of a low voter turnout, which we've discovered was a major feature during this election that just concluded today. Now, from your perspective as a legal practitioner, is there a threshold where low turnout becomes so low that it affects the legitimacy or the legality of an election?
No. The truth of the matter is that low turnout may not affect the legality of an election, but or the legitimacy of an election. But it only just shows that it also shows that the people are not in support of what exactly is happening. But if the process is legal, if process is right, if everything was done according to the laid down rules and regulation, and the people decide not to come out to vote, that does not invalidate the elections. It doesn't mean that the election was not properly conducted. But you know, the situation of Rivers State is a peculiar situation where the low turnout of voters we experienced in the election showed exactly to the effect that Rivers people are not happy with what is happening. Rivers people are saddened by the whole jamboree that has been carried out in Rivers State by the president and the sole administrator as well as the FCT minister. It tells you that Rivers people are not in support of this level of illegality that is taking place in Rivers State. That you see the low turnout of voters, not necessarily because now they are going to have to conduct the election. Like I made mention in one of the stations, I said, see, they'll go ahead to conduct elections, announce winners and all that. We know that one for certain. But the truth is, is this a reflection of what Rivers people want? I can tell you for free that with the low turnout of voters compared to what we had in 2023, I can assure you that Rivers people are not in support of this. They're not in support of what is happening because they all know what exactly is the truth of the situation on ground. But sadly, we have a president who does not listen to the body language of the people, who does not also listen to the voices of the people, but is only bent on achieving that his political aim and agenda for 2027 and nothing more pretentious. So if it takes destroying Rivers State to achieve 2027 for Mr. President will do everything to achieve 2027. Let me tell you something. We have lost it completely as a people because, and sadly, some persons will say, yes, the judiciary is there for us to go to judiciary to challenge this whole process. But I'm telling, from the look of things and for the body language of the judiciary recently, we are seeing that the judiciary seems to be an accomplice in whatever these politicians are doing to us, because the judiciary has been quiet over matters that have been brought before it with respect to this local government election and other matters with respect to the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. And it's a sad situation. It is not helping our state. Our state is being destroyed. Nobody's talking about it. Everywhere is quiet, and Mr. President is only pushing his 2027 ambition and nothing more pretentious. It's a terrible situation. A very terrible situation. Our laws are defecated upon. Our laws that the politicians have no regard for our laws, and it looks like it's a normal situation. And the citizen, I can tell you for free that people are tired of everything happening in Rivers State. because we are facing a very sad and terrible situation at this point in time.
All right, Barrister Terry, visibly upset over the outcome in the River State local government election. Now, I'm coming to you, Mr. Noble. What steps would you like to see from both the elected local officials and the Electoral Commission to rebuild trust and improve youth involvement in future elections?
Okay, let us go away from the elections of yesterday. And if there's one thing, I will want them to know that we are one people, and the trust that have been betrayed, there should be measures to give them back. The people-friendly orientation program, the people-friendly developmental program, and the proper youth engagement and empowerment. If they can do that, bring everybody across board, do proper reconciliation, and since the FCC minister and the governor seem to have settled, bring everybody together and see how we can start a new way forward as a state. If that is done, then I think we can move forward.
All right, thank you very much to both our guests, Barrister Terry as well as Mr. Noble. Thank you for your insights and your input on this discussion.